We are. Hey, it's been a little while, but we're going. How you doing? Supercoach 360. It's your boy, Juzzy J. We are, I don't even know where we are. We're not even in a caravan this time. We're at Cons, and we're chilling. We are back to talk everything NRL Supercoach for 2023 on the eve of Australia Day, as per usual. The app has launched, so here we are. Lots to talk about, boys. Is there a lot to talk about? I mean, we've got a few things for us to talk about tonight on the show. I believe we've got a little list going, don't we? Berg said he's got a few things up his sleeve. I'm not sure what it is. We're going to talk some of the basics of what we do. We're going to talk some of the changes to Supercoach this year. We're going to look for some value positions, some teams or some positions to watch team by team in terms of changes, departing players, etc., etc. So some positions to look forward to on TLT, and just pretty much all the changes with Supercoach. We'll go through our first drafts of our teams. I mean, there's not really too much to go on at this point. TLT is still 6 weeks away, boys.
But we're back, baby. Let's do it.
Gregory is back to start the show for 2023. He is full of energy. Say good day, Gregory. Talking to the microphone, buddy. You're on camera. Come on, keep going.
No.
What do you want to talk about tonight, bud?
I'm happy we're back. And
yeah, what are we talking about tonight? 2023.
Well, whatever you said, buddy. You're the boss.
Right.
Okay, doing the shares, but I'll jump in there. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Got a bit to talk. Well, I've got some stuff on the paper. We'll talk about the game changes, the benefits and disadvantages of the new rules and the gameplay change. A bit of team talk. NRL rule changes, not many, but they've tweaked a couple. They haven't actually fully changed something, have they, Con? They've just tweaked a few rules. The actual NRL itself won't affect Supercoach too much, or will it?
No, I don't think so.
No. And Perso's thrown me something on Nico, so we might have a read through that. And then, you've
Prepared
got some
as
stuff
always.
over there.
Lovely, boys. Well, let's go over some of the basics of Supercoach. Right, so for everyone who hasn't made or maybe first time playing, whatever it may be, you found us somehow, by the grace of good God.
How unlucky.
Yeah, it's it. Here you are. We are ready to talk shit and talk Supercoach every single week. Sort of. The basics of Supercoach. Con, you go about picking a team. So, look, about 10 guns. Names you know.
No.
Nah, how many guns are you starting with start season?
I don't know.
Well, you instantly said no, so I figured you had a
No,
number in mind.
10's way too over-realistic.
You reckon?
Yeah.
What
do you go for, 7? 6?
Really, it comes down to what cheapies come on
That's
offer
it,
on TLT. Like, let's be real. If we don't get any, then some of your guns have to become mid-ranges that you hope juice up, because you just will not be able to field a team. We all know you need some cheapies. Like, you need them. Otherwise, you can't afford to bring in top guys in certain positions. Like, you might be able to get 1 or 2, but there's no way you're walking away with 4 or 5.
Retract my previous statement. Going off my team now, they're not gun prices, but people that I'm assuming are going to be guns this year.
But that's
I've got
assumed,
10
they're
or
not-
11.
10 or 11?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
sweet as.
you can only start the season by assuming they're going to be guns. You don't know.
Yeah, well, that's
A
true.
lot of people you do know. They do have pedigree.
Just had, what, a poor year last year? Or
Well, I've got Turbo,
yeah.
bargain basement. He's not priced as a gun, but we all know he's a gun. It's just how long he plays. Dewey Burton, I think they'll both be guns this year. Price, not a gun price.
Good service from Appy at the Tigers. Boost to his stocks.
A better forward pack.
Yeah, a few things going for him over at the
Like,
Tigers there.
they-
I mean, it's still the Tigers, so I'm hesitant.
They've
but
added IPAP, Clemmer, and Bateman.
yeah, right. Like
With
these are
Appy,
quality attack.
granted, they're feeding Luke Brooks, but let's hope Luke Brooks can do something.
Yeah, or just Dewey
Roscoe, I'm hoping for you, buddy, more than anyone.
takes the reins, hopefully. To unlock a few of those players.
Well, Luke Brooks just needs to steer him around and Dewey just does the magic. Hopefully.
There you go, Sheen. Some sound advice from Con to start 2023.
Oh, they've done okay with they've bought pretty well. The
They've
Tigers.
recruited very well.
Like, we had a look at their teams earlier, and they've done okay. Like in regards to putting people around these people that do well, rather than just trying to pull a nobody in and get them to do a job. So, I like where they're going.
So, okay, if that's the case, Would you consider Luke Brooks
No.
as a smoky to start the season if he's got all this quality now floating in around him? Is he going to boost his game, or you take the punt on Dewey and you steer clear of Brooks? What's your bold prediction for 2023, boys?
Well, I had Luke Brooks last year, I think, or the year before, maybe.
So you make mistakes?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. But like, serious question.
No, well, this, like, with that forward pack and Appy attracting the markers, giving him his time and space that he needs, this is his time. If it's ever going to be, this is it.
He's got some quality around him, for sure.
With the Tim Sheens, Benji Marshall, Robbie Farah trio coach kind of thing happening, the threesome going on, I think they're going to play like a very much 05 Tigers attacking brand of football, which hopefully if their forwards can lay the platform will produce Supercoach points. And if Luke Brooks can chime into some of that.
Well, he's 552,000, and there's only
so he's 300 odd thousand cheaper than Nico.
Yep.
Nico's 880 something. Isn't
902 now. They've upped the money, but so it's a big saving. But let's look at what's below him. If she
but
she
let's
goes
look at the pedigree
sideways
too of Nico and Nathan. I know Nico's only a short one brief stint.
Now, if you have a look below him, there's not much going on. You got Hastings, then you've got Sexton, Sean Johnson, Milford. There's not much going on. Tanner Boyd's the only one that semi-interests me there if he gets a hooker role.
I like him.
But other than that, there's not much underneath. So
I don't like him at hooker.
Stuff goes sideways. I think you're sort of stuck with Luke Brooks. You're better off going above Luke Brooks, and if Luke Brooks goes off, then maybe look at getting him in another way rather than trying to find cash in a couple of weeks. If you know what I mean.
I get that, but
a downgrade's easier than an upgrade.
I get that, but the
no sound, Juzzy. No sound, Juzzy.
The point of going a Luke Brooks over a Nico or a Cleary is you're backing Luke Brooks to either produce semi-kind of points to what they're producing, or you're backing them not to produce what everyone else is expecting. So, to have that fallback option, yeah, that's all good. But what if Luke Brooks comes out like you expect and maybe even outscores Nico by 20 points in the first 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Then you have to waste a trade to think either Nico's underperforming or Luke Brooks is overperforming.
Well, as it stands now, the ownership, I can see the ownership, 29% on Nico, 56% Nathan Cleary, 4% on Jerome Hughes, 3% on Mitchell Moses, 7% Sam Walker, and then 6% on Jackson Hastings, and then there's...
So I feel all those 7% are falling into the Sam Walker trap of last year. Everyone was expecting massive things, and it didn't eventuate, and I think they're going to be...
Go again?
The same thing, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just... You got to look at it, like, Nathan Cleary's the obvious choice. You know what I mean? He's tried and tested and true.
Best player in the best team.
He's tried, tested and true. But they have lost Arpey. They've...
Absolutely.
Little bit,
out.
like, a lot of strike power missing from Penrith this year. Does it affect him? I don't know.
Yep.
Is Nico worth the 900 grand start? I don't know. Like,
it's a lot of money.
Well, I've got that here actually. I've got that here. Like, the must-haves, are they still a thing? Like, are people must-haves?
Oh, you want to know what you guys were talking about the second the sound came on?
What?
How Luke Brooks might outscore Nico Hines in the first 2 rounds. So just to clarify, you're going to have to go back probably listen to the audio on that. But we were talking about the Tigers and possibly Luke Brooks as a smoky this year. Do you jump on, jump off? Do you seriously believe?
No, but we're talking about how their forward pack's massively improved and they're playing off the back of Bappy Coruscant as well now. It wasn't just a... But yeah.
Well, Perso sent me something earlier. Like Nico, he's been looking at the Sharks draw and crunching some numbers on Nico and a possible antipod to start the season. Let's just say he won't be doing it, but it's a possibility for other people. Sharks play Souths, Para, Canberra, Dragons and the Warriors into round 6 bye. He averages 95.29 from 7 games against those sides in 2022. Then they play the Chooks, the Dogs, drops his average to 90 across the sides that the Sharks play in the first 8 rounds. So that's not bad.
Horrible.
It
Drops that far?
drops that far, yeah. But just on them numbers alone, what have the Sharks actually lost?
Nothing.
Nothing.
We went through it. There was
So,
not a major significant loss to their starting team at all.
so does his average really go down? Like, does it really go down?
If anything, it gets better, doesn't it?
I think, yeah, a bit
With
more time,
continuity and whatnot.
bit of time together and an off-season, pre-season.
Bit of surfing.
I feel Nico's going to be hard to pass up. Like, he really is. And like we were saying, is there such a thing as a must-have anymore? Like, is there such a thing this time of the year?
Goal kicking halfbacks in top 4, top 8 teams usually are hard to go against. Like Mitchell Moses, maybe on a tier or 2 lower, but I don't think his team's as good.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a question for you then, because I'm seriously considering it. Do you start Nico Clares? Do you just start both of them?
I am at the moment.
All right, so it's not a crazy question then.
I can't afford it.
Yeah, he can't afford it because he got like $2 million spent in his front row.
No, I've changed all that since we've spoke.
I hope so.
I have. I'm trying to find.
He had like 450, 500,000 front rowers.
But I expected him to do okay. Like I had.
Yeah, what's okay? 60.
Yeah. I wasn't.
All right. So, boys, we've already gone off topic. First segment of the new year. So
Funny that.
Good on us. Right. I think we were just talking about some of
How
the...
about welcome back, guys?
Yeah, we were talking about some of the basics.
Thank you all for coming back and putting up with us for another year. Appreciate it.
You got Gregory on the podcast tonight if you haven't picked up on it yet. It's going to be a ride, but that's all right. It's Australia Day tomorrow.
No, I'm okay.
Just
not
Greg
quite.
at the moment.
You know us. We talk
I
about an hour.
had lunch.
He'll be Gregory by the end. Anyway, that's fine. We love Gregory. Gregory's here. It's public holiday tomorrow. Do what you got to do. But, the way Brad says but, I love it. Anyway, we're here to talk Supercoach. It seems like we're not going to get anywhere without just talking about our teams. I think that's the only solution. Let's just get in and talk about our first draft.
Okay, well, I'll go first because then
Well,
Con can go
what
and you
topic
can
were
do
you
your
boys on?
team. I don't know, but we'll go.
That's what I mean. But it seems like the natural course of action is just to let's talk about our teams, because I didn't realise you were running with Nico Clares. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have thought it was such a crazy question.
I'm on.
Bergs is sitting there looking at his team at the moment, so it's like, well, let's do it.
I'm on Robson and Brandon Smith at the moment at hooker.
So I was thinking the same, but I am seriously considering taking a gamble on the Penrith hooker. But let's hear what you boys have to say, because we all know
That's
I'm crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I know it's crazy, but that's why it's a game.
They're both going to play maybe 30 or 50 or 40 minutes each, and neither of them showed enough to say, hey, I'm Supercoach Gold.
I'm a 65-minute hooker. Yeah.
Not just that, Mitch Kenny's just pretty much a defensive hooker who will make you 40-odd tackles a game and won't produce much in attack. Sonny Luke won't make, I don't think, 40-odd tackles a game, and he might run the ball a little bit more, but either way, I don't think either of the games are overly Supercoach friendly.
Well, see, here's my feelings about Sonny Luke, is the fact that they gave him a few games last year, and no one happy was on the move. They could have turned around to him and just gone, all right, we see you got what it takes at the first grade level. You've now got 6 months, 9 months, however long it was, until, bang, we're going to want you in first grade. So here's what we need from you. I mean, I haven't seen photos of him, but if he's come back like a tank, which is quite possible for a man his age.
Well, just one query on that.
Yeah.
I think he's 27.
Yeah.
He's been in the Penrith system. He's pretty much his whole life.
Okay, so
Hasn't he has been had this conversation over and over and over again, probably every single preseason. Mate, you need to work on this, what you need to do this, what? So now he's 27, he's finally, the penny's dropped, and
well,
He
I don't know.
might have just come of
Like,
age. He's probably come of
No,
age.
I don't think he got hampered by a few
I
injuries
think he's
early on as
fucking
well.
fallen into a fucking perfect system in a great team, and like Sean O'Sullivan, he's a good halfback, but he's not the great halfback that he looked like in those games that he played at Penrith.
So you say you're not jumping on O'Sullivan at the Dolphins this year?
Oh, no
Not
way.
at his price. At 250, yeah, absolutely, but
No way.
not at 500 odd.
Yeah, fair call.
So who are you? Am I just doing my whole team? Or?
Yeah, mate,
well,
go.
Well, no.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Alright,
yeah,
okay,
well,
no.
Otherwise, who are your hookers? Because I've got the same hookers as
I got
him.
the same. I think everyone copied them off me, but yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that's it.
You all Robson and me.
All right, so Robson Smith seems like a no-brainer. Let's have a
No, everyone. Harry Grant's a popular pick. Well, everyone's dead set. Well, from what I've heard, Harry Grant's the man.
Well, just on percentages, Harry Grant's 24% owned. Damien Cook 2%, Reece Robson 8%, so he's still a pod.
Well, Harry Grant started last year, I think, first 7 rounds with a 92-point average.
And Brendan Smith's
Storm
52%.
season starts strong. No cheese. Take minutes off Harry. If he plays 80, mate, he could well be 10 points under.
And Ray Stone.
Easily.
Ray,
And
He'll be a weapon. If he's playing 80, he's a weapon.
Pappy plays fit. Munster stays fit. Hughes stays fit. They're the best spine in the comp. So,
And at this point, one of the most experienced, aren't
yeah,
they?
so it could be anything.
well, Ray Stone's the third highest owned, and he's 29%.
Yeah,
the
but
rest-
he'd be more back row owned.
No,
than
but he's
hooker.
well, it's in hooker position, so I'm
Yeah,
just
but that's
assuming.
just his own. That's just his percentage of owner.
Yes.
If you own him at hooker, I think you'd be cray.
But yeah, there's not much like he's the obvious choice in B Smith.
I
And then,
think
yeah,
there's
there's-
only 3 choices:
Who's your third?
Cheese, Grant, and Robson.
Yeah,
They're your 3.
So, okay, cool. That was my next question. Is like, who are the people you're thinking about? Would you go near Josh Hodgson at Parramatta with the club change?
Nah, the only other one I'd go is Newcastle boy, Blake Brayley. Sharks boys. Newcastle.
Jaden Brayley. Jaden Brayley's a Newcastle one. I like him. He's got. Yeah, you're talking Jaden Brayley. Come back from the ACL last year for Newcastle, done well. He goes under the radar a lot. I think Jay Bray. Like for me, his average is way up there when he's on the field, and if you really if you dive into his numbers, like I know you have, you just Gregory. But he's 72%. He's 72%. 72 average or something when he came back last year from that ACL, wasn't he? I think you're fine. So he's underdone just from the injury affected games and probably getting eased back in. He's a little underpriced. No, I'm not. But he at the moment's only 1% owned. Like it is only early days, but he's in the 1% owned category.
So hold on, just to clarify, you're talking Blake Brayley at Newcastle or Jaden
Jaden
Blake Brayley at the Sharks or Jaden Brayley at Newcastle?
Jaden at Newcastle.
You like Jaden at Newcastle?
Yeah, I think he goes under the radar a little bit, and he'd have injury affected games in there. So
Would you look at Blake again this year? He
Nah.
had a good year last year.
no.
I am talking about Blake.
So you're talking about the Sharks boy.
Yeah.
I like Jaden. He goes under the radar a lot.
I think Blake Brayley's the option out of the ballpark, but I wouldn't touch him.
Do you see the Newcastle spine scoring points?
Not to start with for me. The Ponga thing they've tried already. Like I know he's a bit older and it's different and whatever, but for me, he's got a lot of work to do. Lockie Miller's only played 7 games of footy. If he's really hanging your hopes and dreams on him, I think that's a big ask. He hasn't had a pre-season with yous. It's just
He's still training at the Sharks, isn't he?
yeah. From what I heard, he is.
But at the end of the day, it comes back to, I think, Jackson Hastings. It's whether he can control and command the team around the field. And KP can just float around and play pretty much like a fullback, but wearing a 6 jersey. Get his hands on the ball on the short sides like Cameron Munster and Dylan Brown and things like that, which creates more opportunities. And the forwards. If the forwards don't go forward and lay out a platform, then it doesn't matter what anybody else wants to do.
Yeah. So we're going back to my team, or
Yeah. Who you got in the front row?
I got Welch.
Yep.
And Gilbert, who from reports has got the lock spot at the Dolphins. But if he doesn't and Ray Stone gets it, that works out better for me because it's a $200,000 saving. Then I got Heverington, who's gone to Newcastle. I know he's a massive liability, but I like him.
Front row? I'm wondering if I think I got him in the back row.
No loading, but that's his best friend.
Yeah, no loading, yeah. And then I've got Paseka from Manly, just with Marty going. Davey left. I know
Somebody needs to step up.
There's opportunity there. Now I have had him in the past in the draft, and he's a bit same. But
If you realise how big and strong he actually is, he's almost the biggest dude in the comp.
I hope that
Like,
his year.
Well, see, Manly's liability for me this year with the coach change. I mean, what's Seabold doing there? Is he just letting the players go about do their business? Or is he coming in trying to change everything out? Like, because that's the massive unknown with anything at Manly. I know there's forward minutes on offer, which is good. But then Manly, the rest of Manly, there's so many unknowns at this point. I need to see trials and ultimately a few rounds before I'll start banking on anyone but Turbo because he's a freak.
that's
the best
fair
way.
goal. Give him Seabold's last 6
Endeavour.
months as coach.
Who you got in your front row, mate? Do you even know, or do you know who's in your front row?
Oh, no, I got 2 Manly forwards in mine now. I've said that. It's Inshaw and Kepi.
Oh, I do have Christian Welch
Yeah, same.
at the moment. I think he's pretty much locked into my team unless he gets hurt. And I have Joseph Tarpany.
Really?
Yeah, I'm forking out the big bucks. I don't care because once he clicked into that massive form run that he did last year, he way out averaged what he's priced at this year, and I'm backing him to go just as good, if not better. So like I did last year, I'm jumping on from the start and I'm just riding him home
Yeah.
like a Melbourne Cup. We're going all the way. And then I got Hetherington and Xavier Williamson from the Broncos at the moment, but he's just a penciler.
Yeah. Juzzy, you got your team up?
Yeah, I got Sipley, Sean Kepi, Christian Welch, and Matt Lodge. Thinking
Matt Lodge.
I'm thinking he's
I
gonna
like
get-
Matt Lodge.
Yeah, that's it. We're having a quick chat before the show. Mind you, that this is a changed around team where I'm looking for as much value as possible. In the first one, I don't know, the screenshots on my phone. I'm sort of using.
But
them.
with the Matt Lodge selection, you got to think Takiaho's gone.
Yeah,
So there's big minutes gone in the middle. Cheese is now their starting hooker. With Connor Watson now gone, do they carry a utility on the bench?
Hutchinson.
Or do they play Cheese for 55, 60 minutes and spell him with Bradley at hooker? And have another big middle forward in the middle, which could also help Lodge's minutes.
Yeah. Helps
So,
cause.
like they're flooding some young forwards at the moment, like Eden Butcher, Saluka Fafita,
I think you went the Rabbits.
a few others. So,
You know,
I like Lodge.
Lindsay Collins was my original actually. Now that you're mentioning the Roosters, because same thing. I could see him.
He is the spinner in the works.
He's a beast, man.
He takes Takiaho's minutes straight up there, and then
So I'm actually thinking on getting on him for value more than anything, but also because look at the way he plays, man, and look at the way what he did in Origin and stuff like that. He stays on the field. Dude's an absolute weapon.
he doesn't really have an offload and stuff. But look,
He just does the work
I
week
feel-
in, week
yeah.
out.
I feel Tarpany off his ways much more.
He does. I do like. I like Joe last year.
Like Huss would be also right up there, but with the off-field issues and stuff going on, I just don't know
I'm looking
mental
at
space that he's going to be in. And
I'm looking at starting for value. That's my goal. He's
Tarpany's value, in my opinion,
really
at 673,000 or whatever it
it's
is.
pretty top dollar for a forward, bro.
I think he's the most expensive except for iPad.
That's what I mean.
I think it's value.
Okay.
That's my faith.
All right, have you done your forwards?
So have you guys got either of you guys starting with Tarpany?
I am.
He is. I haven't got
Very
any.
good.
I haven't got any notable forwards
You
there.
know me. I haven't been listening.
I'm banking on. I got no notable forwards there.
All right. So
Back row.
what are you looking at in your back row?
Now this is where I've gone a little bit different. I'm hoping to find a bit of an edge with a couple of these. I've gone Adam Elliott just because I think that Newcastle will need him to play big minutes with no Clemmer. He showed at Canberra what he's capable of. You got him in just before he got a cold and then got him out, but then he went on a rib.
He had a good, and then I think he had a rib injury or something. Something happened. He got hurt and he was playing hurt, and
that's why he's
hurt
such
his score. Yeah,
a juicy price. And
but he
Mitch,
also started the year off the bench and wasn't playing big minutes. So
now Mitch Barnett, I've got penciled in because he's gone to the Warriors. Now the thing with the Warriors is they've already got such a good pack. Like they've got Karen, they've got Tohu Harris, they've got Jazz Tavanga comes in and out, does he sings.
Manly dude, no Blake.
For Neil Blake, yeah. So that worries me a little bit with his minutes, but we all know what Mitch is capable if he gets the game time. And then
if he's starting edge, playing 80.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Then I've got Lawton from Manly. We've spoke a little bit about Lawton a few times in the past.
Why are you going for Lawton?
He's a big darkie.
Well,
but what he did when he started in that position, he was very good. Very effective.
Runs a decent line.
He scored heaps of tries.
He did. I like Lawton, and his durability is a factor with Lawton. He does get hurt a hell of a lot.
Doesn't matter. I only need him 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, I know, just to juice up a little bit. But does he have 6 or 7 weeks in him's the key there. Then I got Raymond Fatala-Mariner from the Dogs. I wasn't going to talk too much about Fuzzy, but someone's got to get their minutes, and I'm hoping he gets some.
Surely he plays 80 on an edge.
At least not if 65 with some attack and prowess, I wouldn't be unhappy with.
And defenses loading up on the right hand side with Kickow running lines over there. So
yeah,
surely they're going to be a man short every now and again on
the left.
Canterbury's right to take advantage of with Fuzzy.
And then Garner, who we're expecting.
Fuzzy is slang for Raymond Taylor-Mariner.
Yeah, he used to have mad hair.
I was wondering who you were talking about, to be honest.
Yeah, he used to have mad big,
I remember his hair.
Care Bear hair. And then Garner, he's gone from a team that wasn't great. Halves weren't offering him up much.
That was generous.
Sorry, Ross.
No, well, you know what I'm just saying. But now he's gone to Kickow
the best
spot,
team in comp,
where that is their favoured side of attacking side. We assume he's going to take Kickow spot, and he just runs a good line. So 435,000 undervalue, very undervalued.
Well, that's it. Like, people will look at it and go, Luke Garner's not going to break the tackles like Kickow's going to break the tackles.
Now, what happens if they move Mardo to the left and they keep Garner on the right?
Luke Garner runs lines better than Kickow, in my opinion. Kickow looks for contact. Garner runs into it. And if Luke Garner runs into a hole and 4 people are touching him as he falls over the line, that's 4 tackle busts. Whether he's actually broken those tackles or not doesn't matter. That's 4 tackle busts. So whether Kickow run through 3 people and ran 40 metres untouched after that, Luke Garner scored more points than him just by running a good line and carrying 4 people over the line.
All right.
Yeah, I can't see him regressing. So I've gone. Oh, no, that's what I was going to say. So that's why I cut you off, because it was a Penrith chat. Liam Martin. Liam Martin won't go to the other side because he's the deterrent. Like, Nath can tackle on his own, but you don't want to run it. Liam Martin, he's a bit of a menace. So he's a deterrent from running at Nath. if you know what I mean. You're better off running over there at little Luai, who gets pushed off 6-7 times a game anyway. You know, so that's why I think he'll leave him there and put Garner on the other side. Yeah. Then I got Elise Katoa, just because I think anyone that goes into a Melbourne system, if he starts, I think he's undervalued at 4.11. Can be your stepping stone to another player. I wouldn't play him every week.
Would you jump on Tariq Sims if he got the starting spot?
If he starts 80 minutes every week at the Storm and Munster and Hughes are fit, you're playing him.
Oh, if he plays his 80 minutes, yeah. But if he's not getting 80 minutes, I'm not.
If he's starting on an edge,
usually
he's a gamble.
Bellamy plays his back rows for 80 minutes, like Kafusi and Bromwich predominantly play 80 minutes.
Yeah, if not 70, when they were pumping it. Like.
Yeah, that's it. So you'd back him in.
Have you got many of those? Or have you gone a different direction?
I've gone completely left field of that, but I don't think left field. I'm brining on John Bateman.
You are?
Yeah.
I think he's overpriced.
And 622,000?
Yeah.
I'm willing to roll the dice.
Yeah, we've seen. Mind you, will IPAP take some of those tries? Or will IPAP go down severely?
Or IPAP distract away and maybe they'll feed off each other.
Yeah.
Like, I'm backing.
One of those back
I'm
rows
backing
is gonna
Bateman
do really
to play right hand side, outside Dewey, Knopfluma, and probably Naden.
Talau or whatever?
No, Naden probably on that side.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's going to be the attacking team.
I don't think you can have Naden and Nofo on the same side. It's a hole and a half. Neither of them read it real well. Right. Naden's not a great defender.
We're not here to defend, mate, at the Tigers.
I'm just saying
we're here to score points.
I'm just saying I don't think they'd be on the same side.
Nah, Talau's always played left. Talau will play left. He's left centre. But yeah, I think that'll be the attacking side. Bateman, Dewey. I got Nofo as well, actually. Holy shit.
Wow. That's a lot of Tigers.
Yeah, I've got the whole Tigers right hand side except for the centre. Wow, I've got to rethink my team. I'm going to bed, guys. See you later.
All right. So who are your second rows? Who else you got
the back row? Because I got a couple of his, but then I've got some left field.
I've got Dave Fafita.
Yeah.
John Bateman.
Yeah.
Jermaine Hopgood.
Spending money.
Luke Garner. Carl Lawton. And Braden Williami. But the last two are just
Where's Jermaine Hopgood gone?
Pencil holders. He's at Parramatta.
Just found where I'm getting me money for Turbo.
There's talks of him starting lock.
Yeah.
If he can start lock and play 50 to 60 minutes, his work rate's phenomenal.
Not worried about Nathan Brown.
He's gone south, hasn't he, or the Tigers? Yeah, there's talks of him signing with the Tigers before the season starts. So.
Right.
And he couldn't make the team for like 12 weeks last year.
I was just
he
checking.
come in for like a semi-final, didn't he? And played like 12 or something minutes, and yeah, he's gone, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nathan Brown. Niakore's gone.
All right. So speaking of Niakore gone, I've gone for Murata Makaheshi. No, it wasn't.
Makatoa.
Makahesi Makatoa. That's the one. I can only see half my screen on the reserves. Eliasi Katoa, Jack Hetherington. Tom Gilbert, Luke Garner, and Adam Elliott.
Yeah, I'll probably look at Eliasi Katoa.
Yeah. So I'm looking for value everywhere, and that's because halves I've gone Cleary Hines. You've gone Cleary Hines. So Bergs, who you got, bud?
Penciled in there. I've got Nathan Cleary and Tanner Boyd if he plays hooker at the Titans.
Now I did have Tanner Boyd until I freed up some cash to be able to make that one work.
Would you spear me out of Tanner? Or?
I have Tanner Boyd actually penciled in at the moment, but I have $470,000 or something I have enough money to upgrade to Nico.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want him to play hooker. I want him to play inside Dave Feeder.
Yeah, I heard talks of him possibly playing 5'8".
Which two went to school together? Two of them went to Keebra Park High School together at the same time. David Feeder in one of the halves. I just don't know which one. So I'm hoping Tanner Boyd comes good for me there, because He's only 384,000. There's not much below him to work with.
But again, it comes back to, I feel, the same situation in Newcastle. Aiden O'Brien doesn't use KP effectively, so he's not Supercoach relevant.
I still see them as bottom 8 teams, unfortunately.
Who's their
Holbrook.
coach? Doesn't use Dave Fafita effectively, which hurts his Supercoach relevance. It takes Dave Fafita to just snatch the ball out of the air and just pump off 17 defenders, run over to the bench, pump off a few of them, and then score a try. And coaches, they should be better than that, those two.
What
frustrates me.
Realistically, where do you see the competition this year? I see Panthers, Storm, Roosters definitely fighting very hard at the top.
No, I see
Parramatta, Souths, then as Sharks as a possibility.
Like, you can't.
No, but I'm talking about this just what I see based on last year.
Every team fully fit.
Yeah.
I see Roosters, Storm 1-2.
Yeah.
Convincingly. Sorry, but I think without Appy, without Kick out,
yeah,
I think that severely brings Penrith back to the pack. And Storm had the best spine last year.
Bro, Storm are brutal.
Storm had the best spine the year before. With those 4 players on the field, they can do anything.
Well, yeah.
And the Roosters are they're just fucking star-studded across the field, aren't they? Like, their centre's a quality fullback who's the best player in the World Cup at fullback. Like, how fair is that?
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? It really is. Like, honestly, I do. I see the Roosters fully fit after a year where they were sort of ravaged by injury and, you know, the whole pressure of the three-peat a couple of years ago. I think they were just recovering from all of that. I think now they've got some really good talent floating around there, but I don't know how much depth they've got personally. Melbourne, I think, are prepared for depth. I think they blooded a lot of blokes last year. I think they've bought really well. And then Melbourne, like you said, they've got Welch back, which is a massive thing. If Harry's now graduated to an 80-minute hooker, then they're going to be devastating, bro.
Like, Melbourne have lived off the big 3 philosophy for 20 years. And they've got a big 4 at the moment. So the other puzzle pieces just fall into place.
Yeah.
As long as they stay fit.
Well, okay, funny that you say as long as they stay fit. Because this whole thing, like, Pappy shattered a kneecap. That's pretty intense.
So did Teddy.
Yeah.
Teddy came back from that. That's where Teddy learned to run again.
An ACL the year before that, too.
Yeah, Teddy was broken 3 years in a row, and you thought he was never going to...
The one thing Teddy hasn't had is severe concussions. Which is...
concerning.
More probably concerning than an ACL history or a hamstring history or anything. Like, concussions are something not to be trifled with.
Yeah, no.
So,
we're learning that, aren't we?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, me 5'8". Now, I've got Schuster, but there's a good chance he could get put up into the second row. It's probably the smart choice, but...
Yeah.
I didn't realise I could get him at second row.
Yeah,
200K.
but
yeah, I could do
he's
upgrade.
240K.
Cheap at.
He's 241,000. He was playing off the bench.
No, I mean, I could upgrade my 5'8", then move him up to the second row, sacrifice someone up there and upgrade.
Yeah, well, I've got just him sitting in there. He's a placeholder, but if I move it around, he'll probably go into the second row.
His contract says he has to play 5'8".
Yeah.
Will they take the dual position off him?
The only problem is he's not playing.
Nah, they can't do that.
On Alkawatu's side.
Yeah.
Much prefer him playing outside.
And then I've got Munster. I'm finding it hard to go past Munster. I know Dill Bags took it to the next level last year, but Munster still, for me, is way in front. In probably a better side. I think Parramatta lost a lot last year.
Munster does well, but the problem is, like, that fullback ends up getting a lot of the points.
Well, they all bloody score, mate. Every year, Hughes, Grant, or Smith, or whatever, their spine, except for Coop Gronk was the anomaly, all score fucking brilliantly. They're all amongst the top 3 in their positions.
Fair call.
Yeah. Well, Munster,
they're just that team.
Munster's 15% owned. Bags is at 4. Dewey's at 11.
Dewey and Burton are the value.
Matt Burton, 39%. So that's a lot of people seeing value in Burto.
Well, I mean, look, he's got the kick in there, doesn't he? He's got the boot.
He's got 61% owned Schuster. but some of them will be in the second
Yeah.
row.
Majority. Yeah.
I got Burton Schuster at 5/8 at the moment, but yeah, realising that I'll see what I can do now. I've got a little bit of cash to play around with.
Well, Burton doesn't just have Adokar now to either throw a long cutout ball or just kick the ball and Adokar chase.
Wait, is Adokar retired?
No. But now he's got kick out as a fucking short off the ball hip running, terrorising second rower.
More importantly, you know what he's got?
Like,
he's got service, bro. He's got Reed Marnie there. He's a
Yeah,
solid hooker.
He throws a forward pass more often than not.
I'm not big on Reed Marnie, man. He had that
Hopefully
good
Bulldogs will
fucking
beat that out of
4-on
him.
spin where he was fantastic, but
I hope so too.
even then he threw, like Berg said, 7 forward passes a game. Like,
At least. I watched
He
him
doesn't
heavily.
get pinned for all of them.
Yeah, but
he never gets spin for any
they're
of it.
about to put something in the ball. If it's not this year, it's
Nah.
coming. It's coming, man.
I think like 10 or something years, like.
It's
that
coming. They're
gyro
putting a
fucking
ball
Scotty
tracker
thing.
thing in. Like, yeah, hopefully it's not in his time because we're fucked.
And then we're going to bring in a challenge and it's going to go back to umpire's call.
Anyway, so
Yeah, thank
Reed
you,
Marnie,
Jody.
would you go near Reed Marnie? I'm
Nope.
just saying. I
No.
think Bulldogs have bought well. I think they're going to be looking strong this year. I think Serrato's going to go in there and make a massive difference to what's going on.
He put his running game away.
But we've gone from
You
5/8
stop running.
to hookers.
Yeah.
We've gone from 5/8 to hookers. We've done the hookers. Reed Money's been spoke about. Because no one's really talking about him.
What? I'm not.
What?
Well, I'm just saying, like, as an advantage to Burton. You guys are the ones that talked me into Burton. But, I mean...
Burton does his own shit, but you've seen him doing it last year.
That's what I mean. He made Origin and stuff, and I think he's going to be a leader of that team over there.
Burton's ability to kick goals. He now has kick out, running off his hip, and he has the Fox to kick ball and throw cutout balls too.
And we've seen what
Like-
they did at Australian level.
That combination for Supercoach,
Cheering.
you can't ask for anything better, really.
Try assist, line
Or-
break assist.
The only thing you could ask for is if they were a better team.
Now, my centre... suck one.
Charming.
What? My centre wings. Now, I'm going to get some eye raisers here, but there's also a couple that probably just should be there anyway.
You want to know how 5'8"?
Oh, yeah, I
Does it
do.
tell
Yeah, did you tell us?
I said mine.
Burton
I don't know if
Schuster,
Duzzy
bro.
did.
We've covered this. That's how we
Oh,
start
you-
talking about hookers.
Well, I'm Burton Dewey
Burton Dewey.
at the moment.
I like Dewey.
Like I said, I've got the whole Tigers right hand side at the moment. I'm Team Tiger.
Yeah.
Tiger for life.
Jumping on this year. I like Dewey, but
Glad
Dewey's a
I-
good one. All right, so I got Marju. I think he'll... Yeah. I got Marju. I think he'll definitely get a start at Newcastle, and he's just a little bulldozer. Then I got Rapana, because I'm starting to think back to his last 10 games when he started doing a Joey Manu-like effort down there at Canberra. And I'm pretty sure he scored pretty well, like them last Jordan Rapana. He got a 86, a 79, a 60, 60, 163, and 119.
Was that when he was playing fullback?
Don't know. But he was definitely doing...
I think he was playing fullback and like having excessive runs per game.
He was doing like a Joey Manu-like thing.
But if Xavier Savage is going to play fullback and he's back on the wing, is he going to continue?
I think he's gonna do that. I think teams have watched what New South Wales did that year with Turbo and Teddy, and it worked. And if you can find the right people to do it in your team, it works. And he seems to go okay at it.
The last 4 or 5 years per se, he's gone on those runs for a month,
Extended,
maybe
yeah.
2, like good runs where he's just absolutely carved it up, where he's just run the ball like Joey Manu offloaded, kicking for himself and scoring tries out of nowhere.
He was
and
kicking goals
just-
too.
Yeah,
He was kicking
So-
goals as well through that period.
How do you think Canberra are going to go as a team? Are they going to score enough points for him to be irrelevant?
I don't know, but he's a decent shout at the moment because I can sort of work with the 526 grand.
See, I don't see Canberra as a top 8 team. And I think him at 500,000 in a not top 8 team is...
Bit meh. Well, I got the hammer. The Wayne has come out. We all know the Wayne's a bit...
he always tells the truth.
bit
to the
loose,
media.
bit loose with his stuff he lets out. But yeah, I got the hammer. Just if he does play fullback, yeah, I probably wouldn't play him week to week, but he could definitely on matchups could play him. Then I got Charles Nickel-Clockstad. I think if he plays fullback for the Warriors, I think with his dual status, I think he's gone back to the Charnsy that we first picked up a couple of years ago when he went to Canberra.
The difference between him and Hammer is Chance got the pedigree of a workaholic at the back. He'll take the 20 runs.
Yeah.
Where Hammer's never shown
The enthusiasm.
Yes. I can't see that changing.
And then you speared me into Isaac Thompson, is it, from Souths today? Yep. I haven't heard much of him, but supposedly it's his spot to lose. Spot. Training the house down. A lot of houses in Redfern coming down.
Everyone does.
And then Paul Alimony at the Dogs. I've heard he's the cheapie that's getting a spot, but I'm not sold.
There's no cheapies are sold, and I don't think anyone's centre wings penned in. They might have one that they're going to think is going to be their anchor, but apart from that, I think everything's up in the air there.
Yeah. And then I got that other...
Except, I don't know, Valentine Holmes is a very popular option.
Yeah,
A lot of people talking about Val. Cal's got a good run.
And then I got that Tuare from the Valance Tuare from the Dolphins. Ware. It'd be probably Dean Ware's cousin, I'd say. That's no.
Pretty sure it's pronounced Dean Fare when it's that way. But anyway, good to know Bergs is in touch with his Kiwi brothers and sisters. Who have I got in the centre wings? Let's just take a quick squeeze. I've got Val, now that you mention it.
Yeah.
I figure, well, goal kick at centre. He's a gun. He's a weapon in that team. If they're going to score tries, he's going to have a lot to do with a bunch of them. So he kicks goals off anyone so they do score.
No, he showed last year that he was just, by the second half of the year after Origin, he was great. He was fantastic. He was putting up fullback numbers at centre.
Right.
It was crazy.
Do I go him or Toto, who had a bit of a lean year last year?
No.
See, I'm a bit iffy on Toto with Crichton there. Crichton
as long if Toto stays on the right hand side, no,
yeah,
no to Toto.
So yeah, I went with Val in the end. Lockie Miller, you guys talked me into him. Supposedly going from the Sharks to Newcastle.
The other one who's up there is Garrick, but by all reports he's going to be playing centre this year, which I think makes him Supercoach yuck.
No, I think he still does his thing and kicks goals,
but he doesn't get on the end of that back line who just scores tries for fun.
Tries. Yeah, that's true.
Well, Joey Manu's at 12%.
But will he be more like Val?
Nope.
Val's 21%.
He doesn't have Val in him.
Val's 21%. Toto's 21%.
Yeah.
So they're anchors for people. Suwali's at 17%.
I was considering Suwali.
And then if we list goes down, Addo-Carr's on 10.
Who?
Addo-Carr's on 10%.
Well, man, if the Bulldogs getting good service and the Bulldogs going to be scoring tries, same thing. Addo-Carr will have a lot to do with a lot of them.
Fully fit, I'm going Stormingers.
Hayes Perham's at 21%.
Maybe coach.
Yeah, see, I sort of forgot about Zave, and he had a bit of a lean year last year too, didn't he? Where'd he end up?
Not good.
Yeah, well, that's
it. Remus Smith's also another one that I have in my...
Same here. I got
at $316,000.
I like
CNK and Remus Smith are both in mine.
You can go past Remus.
Yeah, but same thing, right? Like, he got ravaged by injury last year, but we've seen what he can do, and Storm click on for the back end of the season. But it's just value, and then he'll be a gun keeper if everything pans out.
He's not going to average a 65, 70 ever throughout the season. But if he can get himself up, score a couple of tries early, get himself up 55, 60 average, make a couple $100,000. Job done. See you, Remus. Thank you.
Yeah, fair call.
Xavier Coates comes in and scores a hat-trick, hopefully.
I feel that's the jobs of him and the Tommy Talau's. They're all around about that price where you need him to at least get to 50, 55 so you can get him out and not get stuck with him.
Or just jag a hat-trick. Hopefully not in week 1, week 2, where stays in there rolling average for 2 price rises.
Yeah.
So I also got Hayes Perham on the bench, Hayes Dunster, and Paul Alamotti. I've gone cheapy, like the cheapest I can sort of thing. Just, for a few places really. Where I'm just angling for cheapies.
You will most likely need to save some coin for an Alamotti upgrade because I'm not 100% sold he gets a spot, but there is talks he's training well.
Yeah, it's here. I'll find something there. Otherwise, yeah, possibly enough loop. Fullbacks, boys.
You go first, bud. I'll go first. KKP and Trebojevic. Now, there's a lot riding on Tommy coming back from America fit. He's going to have no preseason again.
I don't feel like he needs the preseason. I feel like he'll slot into that team. Like, that's what he does and does best. Yeah, that's it. I think he's going to come back fitter than he has ever been. Like, I think he's going to be looking at the way he does his job on a different level after coming back from the States where they've got so much money invested in professional sports. Like, he's just over there in a different world. Well, and, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he comes back. But if it's anything like Trell, fit as a fiddle and ready to go. So I'm very excited. Question is, can he make round one?
He's what, 25 years old, 26 years old, maybe at best?
He's coming into his prime, ultimately.
And, did you ever need fitness training, really? Yeah. When you're an athlete like Turbo at 25, 26 years old, he doesn't need preseason.
No,
he can hit the ground running.
And if it's fitness training,
that's
what this
body
rehab is.
He needs to get right. It's not his fitness or his cardio. That's sweet. It's his body. Mate, if he can go over there and get his legs right, woo, baby.
He will come back a changed man.
Alright, now I've got KP as my other one.
Now that's a massive risk if he's moving into the halves, bro.
Yeah, well, I didn't have enough money for Brimston at the time. So I like Brimston. He goes on his little runs too, but...
No one's considering starting Teddy?
Oh, I want to, but the money factor, man. I really can't. I really can't at the moment. I have to rejig a few things.
Who you got? I got Turbo as well. I got Reece Walsh at this point. Looking for value once again. But I do see the Broncos as a bottom 8 team again.
Well, I had Reece Walsh and Turbo. Now I went to KP and Turbo. I think I'm still got KP and Turbo. If Turbo's fit starting season, he's walk-up start my team, no matter what.
And then anyone else for me,
$600,000.
You're just a placeholder for Paps.
You're silly not to.
Well, if we have a look...
Teddy's the only wild card for me.
KP at 5'8" discourages me personally.
See, Paps starts the season on fire and is fit, and he goes straight through to Origin as well.
Well, you want to hear
the same boat as Teddy.
Percentages? Trell's at 18, Teddy's at 43, and then Trebojevic 836,300.
We all know the Roosters don't care about the first month or so of the season. Like, they're slow starters. They're all about let's finish
but Teddy
strong.
Generally gets a few centuries in that time. Like, he still manages to get in there because he.
Justin Nunn's back that up?
No, I don't actually. Last year, he wasn't going great guns until Origin. He comes back like a beast after it, though.
But, the Roosters have been injury ravaged for 3 or 4 years, man. Like, Teddy has solo pretty much. Joe Martin chipped in here and there, but Teddy's carried that team for so long.
Well, there's not much of that premiership team left.
Well, since Boyd got 19, since Boyd gone, Friend gone, all them, the rest of the team has been
in and out, Cronk gone,
severely injury ravaged.
Yeah, that's it.
And Teddy's just.
Sometimes he's been the only guy out there. Dead set. It's like,
and some people can say he's not the best fullback in the game. Like, come on, man.
He's epic. Let's be
honest. All right,
so
we've talked enough about players and that. Let's talk about the actual game and how it's changed that little bit. Right,
so head-to-head is a big one.
Well, this is what I've got written down. Just tell me if it's benefit or disadvantage, or have a little rant if you like. They've increased the rounds to 27, so that there is more trades, 46. But you worked out it's not more than last year because there's
2 extra rounds.
There's extra rounds, so
extra trades.
That's where your extra trades have come from. So it's not really
1.76, wasn't it, Juzzy? Per week we worked it out at?
Yeah, and it might float out to that 1.86 that we were thinking about.
No, it didn't.
No,
It was only going to go down.
if you knock it, if you let me finish my fucking sentence, if you
No.
knock it down a round, because that's when head-to-head finishes, and I think that's what Perso was talking about when he mentioned that. Was straight up, if you're playing just straight head-to-head, you don't even have to worry about the last round, because head-to-head finishes in 26. Starts in round 1, goes to 22, 23, through to 26 is finals. Con's just shaking his head. No.
Okay. So there's 3 major buy rounds now, and during these major buy rounds, you get 3 trades automatically. So you normally get your 2 a week. During the buy rounds, you get 3, so you'll be able to boost up to 4.
Yeah.
So that really has taken any crucial planning out of the game for the number crunchers. Few guys out there, I've seen a few posts.
But, okay, now, sorry, no. You know what? Have your argument, and then I'm gonna.
No, I'm just saying I've seen a few posts out there where people have, they're very upset by the change. Like, for me,
they're upset by the buy schedule.
Well, I don't know.
Have a fucking whinge. Go talk to the NRL. They're the ones that brought in a 17th team and forced it to happen.
I get what you're talking about, man. Like, are we talking about 13-man scoring?
No, that's coming next.
That's one of the other changes during those buy rounds. But just the buy rounds and stuff in general, that's the thing. You can't control it, man. It's because there's this 27 round, 17 team draw that's got an odd number in it, which has just made things all weird. Guess what? You got to buy every week. You guys have that to sink your teeth into, right? If you were complaining about what you're talking about, then just go look at the draw, look at the buy schedule, and just sink your teeth right into that, because you are going to have heaps of fun, because you can make an extra 80 points a week, right, on the competition, just by making sure you've got that extra player and you never play a buy. You could use your whole trade strategy based around that if you go and analyse the draw and really have a good look at the buy. I'm not doing that, right? But you could if you really wanted to. And I think they've given you a new aspect to this game that you can really sink your teeth into. And if you look at it properly, right, like what are we talking? 27 rounds by 80 points? Talking extra couple of 1,000 points in the end for overall. That's going to make a massive difference come round 26, round 27.
Yeah. Yeah, agree. I do agree. Now, also...
That's crazy.
Why? Go for it, Con.
Well, you're talking about using one trade every week to trade out some person who's going to play the buy for some person who's not going to play the buy. So every week, what if there's a gun that's only playing the buy that week? You're going to trade him out, just trade in someone else who's not playing the buy?
No, I've got plenty of people
to
on my
make up
bench.
your 80 points a week?
No, hopefully I've got enough depth.
So that's what I mean. So you shouldn't have to trade out to account for the buy. You should be carrying
but I might be planning
probably
for the next week
19, 20 players. So every week you don't have to worry about who's on the buy or whatnot. You've got a player to fill that spot.
Listen to Con talking with all the confidence of bloody preseason going, you should. Well, when I'm in the depths of July, Con, and half my team is gone, and I am just trying to scramble together players to field for full rounds, sometimes that's difficult.
I will pray for you.
Yeah, exactly right. What I'm saying is you could if you wanted to. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but I'm saying you could make an extra couple of 1,000 points if you went and did it properly. Now, if you've got a gun, we all know, Supercoach rule, you don't trade a gun.
But
right?
what's doing it properly? What do you mean by doing it properly?
Well, like say you got a bit of depth on your bench, but then you've got a trade that, maybe you got 2 people from that team, or you know that the person you've got maybe has a bye next week. Well, you go, you know what, I can move him on this week. Or, like if you got a gun, you throw him on the bench and you play someone else. Hopefully you got the depth there to do that, right?
So what if you got some dude who's just coming off the back of 140? He's not a gun by any stretch of the imagination. He's just rolling into the bye. And he's got 2 hard games.
Well, then, yeah, maybe I do.
Are you selling him? Yeah?
Maybe, possibly. Maybe I'll wait, take that first price rise, and then piss him off before the next one. I don't know. Let's see where we're going throughout the season. I don't know what my strategy is.
That's what
I'm listening to you guys more often than not. So this is why I'm curious as to why you think it's crazy.
That's why you're going so bad.
Yeah, I'm listening to Gregory, and I don't even realise.
Well,
you can't tell.
Well, during those 3 buy rounds as well, that's where you were talking about. You have to just start your best 13 now. There's no need to go.
That's an interesting thing.
Diving too hard into.
It's just a team you can field, no reserves.
Depth for squad. So.
Well, actually, yeah.
No, well, there is reserve. You do name reserves, but they don't get scored.
Is that the case?
Your name still have your selected 17.
Yeah.
But only 13 players.
So
the
if I got
best 13 players get scored.
So if I got 2 halves away at Origin, for example.
Even if 3 of your reserves outscore 3 of your starting players, they get the score.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Just your best scoring 13 players get scored. Don't matter reserves.
So
position,
having a bit of depth is going to help you if you go the right way.
Yeah.
In your bench, like some people are counting on their 20s and 30s while you got a 50 and 60 coming through there. That's a leg up, bro. Like there's some crucial planning there.
But by that time, you should probably have 19 or so quality players.
You know what it gets like sometimes.
But
I mean, we're used to tearing apart our team around.
Get taken away, so
that's it. And then you start building for the next phase of the game in those 6 rounds, and then the run home after that. Building for head-to-head finals or whatever your plan or your strategy is. So. No, you can leave that there, Con. That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's going to change things drastically.
Well, yeah, I mean the buy rounds are very interesting. You've got 3 trades available, 4 if you've still got a boost up your sleeve, but you're automatically allowed to make 3 trades. You've got your best 13 scoring. There's only 5 games playing, so there are some mass buys, but there's actually more games. So therefore, more possible players to pick from. So that's what I mean. Like, if you really do play your cards right with the buy planning, you can be making extra points every single week. Because if you're only fielding a 16 each week due to buys, especially early in the game, well, not early in the game, as you start building and you get into those tight situations, sometimes you miss a trade.
Yeah.
Sometimes you bring in the wrong person, or you're too late getting rid of someone, and then you get stuck behind the 8 ball for 3-4 weeks until something else does go your way.
Yeah.
So my concern is what's going to happen when we get into those sort of situations. May, June, July, once footy season really starts getting in the thick of it.
Well, that's where if you've done it right early, you get to save your boost. Hey,
Bergs.
What?
How many boosts you finished the year with?
1.
Good on you, bud.
Which was shit because Con tried to. I'm glad he's not here actually, because Con tried to fucking tell me to use my boost. I would have boosted Nico in round 2 before the money changed, and I didn't want to use my boost. I wanted to hold on, and then I finished the year with a boost and 20,000s. Like it just everything went to shit from there because I was chasing my own tail. This year I have got it in my head that I will boost early. I'll quite possibly boost round 2 and 3.
Whatever you got to do to start really getting in those. You need those points, man. You got to start banking those points so early.
Well, like last year, I was just, the boost was a change. Like we see how people have gone a bit nuts with the change now. As super coaches, we've been playing the game for a long time. Not much has changed like that, and it was a massive change to the game.
Old Teddy Woods blew his boost a bit too early and ended up just, falling a bit short of the pinnacle.
He hung in there for a long time. It was the fact that he just kept trading. You know what? He boosted well. It was that he kept trading after he'd done all his boosts, chasing some points here and there. He should have just hung on to a couple of them players and rode it out. You know what I mean? And he would have finished the year with some trades and probably in a better spot. But Teddy, trust me, he's learnt. We talk a lot to Teddy, don't we, Con? And he's learned a lot from last year. And we do talk a bit about the boost because, like I said, the boost sort of threw me off last year. Didn't know what to do with it. And this year I've planned for the boost. If I'm doing well them first 2 rounds, fucking great, won't boost. You know what I mean? If I'm not doing so great, then them boosts are gone. Save 2, maybe 3 if I'm lucky for Origin, and that's the end of it. So I can boost the people in and out of these major buy rounds, and that's the plan from now. But we all know plans change hard. Now that Con's back, I just want to have a quick chat about the gold users. Now, gold users, as we know from BBL, thanks to the Sarge, Bilko, he showed us a lot of ownership data and stuff. If you're a gold user, or what is it called, plus user, you get ownership data. So you get to look at what the top 1%, the top 5%, and the top 10% are doing. So you can know who they've VC'd and who they've captained. I think you can check who they've brought in. I'm not 100%
Yeah,
on
I
that,
believe
mate.
you can filter the trade section via that now as well.
But, so it's just, you know what, we used it. I didn't actually start getting into these last probably 3 or 4 rounds because I didn't know I had the feature. But Bilko was putting them in every week for us in the Bold Gary conversation, and just to be able to look at what the top 1, 5 and 10% are doing. A, it's beneficial to you, and B, you know where you're going to have to sort of look for a pod because they're all doing that. If you think somewhere over here is going to be better, well, that's where I'm going to have to go away from the grain, you know. If they're all doing that over here and I'm so far behind, you need the Hail Mary over there. So being able to look at that is another beneficial thing they've brought in. You a fan of that?
If your side is just a bunch of Hail Marys, though, it's time to reassess your life choices.
Oh, yeah, like it's not the same as cricket, old footy, because with cricket, you can trade them in and out so quick. The games are like nothing, but footy, you got to sort of pick and stick and stay for a bit, bar injury. So I like to know what they're doing up there.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if you're not the greatest and you're getting yourself a little bit of a window, then that's helping.
Yeah,
a lot.
for sure.
Also, what they did brought back from last year, which I did notice, I don't know if yous have noticed, bugger all duels, lads. Not many at all. A lot of people lost their duel.
I don't know how Cheese lost his duel.
Well, we all know from past years when Latrell Mitchell lost his duel. It's because South said that he's only playing fullback.
Yeah.
It's where his clubs, he's got no other written down in his paper that he's playing somewhere else, so no chance of him.
So if Cheese plays 30 seconds at lock, we can sue?
No, but what happens if Cheese does play a couple of games? If Cheese does Cheese does start a couple of games at lock, and it's probably 3 or 4, I think around. Oh no, but I'm just saying hypothetically, if he starts at lock for 3 or 4 games, I'm not sure on the number. We'll go 4. Plays 4 games there, he gets the dual status in either round 6, 12, or 18.
So can we buy KP at 5'8"?
In 6 rounds, you should be able to.
Newcastle have said he's playing 5'8" this year. Why is he not only available in the 5'8" position? Why is he only available at fullback?
Use your words.
Fullback.
I mean, that's a good question, Con. That's a good question. Hopefully they do reassess it before kickoff. But I mean, I suppose they can't now.
If Cheese loses his duel, where he did play actually both last year, and they've said he's only playing hooker, and now KP's only named at fullback because he only played fullback last year, but Newcastle said he's playing 5'8".
Look, it's not going to happen till round 6.
But why?
Because it hasn't already happened, so it's not going to happen. I don't think. For me, it might happen, but for me, it's not going to happen. It would have happened last night when the game came out, or whenever it came out the other day.
It just doesn't make sense why one loses one doesn't.
Now, just quickly, while we're just shooting the breeze, you saying anything? Just shooting the breeze. The Podmasters Cup, it's still out there. We had a mad event. Was it last Saturday?
Yeah.
Last Saturday, we all went to the cricket with all the other podcasters. We missed the hangout at the pub, standard arse. But we got to meet all the boys and some great dudes out there. And
shout out to
Lisa,
Kando.
sorry, or not just a dude.
Shout out to Kando for organising it all. He's a legend. And for running the Podmasters Cup. Does a fantastic job every year.
Yeah, also heavily involved the SC Hub on the Discord. I suggest the Discord is a good place. Con, you are now in and amongst the Discord,
There's plenty of good info out there.
Poking around in there. So, yeah, I did tell you a couple of years ago about the Discord. And the Discord is getting bigger and better every year. So
steer clear of Dr. Kando. He's always up for a prostate examination.
2 fingers, yes. What's that, sorry?
Move on.
Okay. All right. Okay. Who are the must-haves? Do you have any must-haves that you can't not start the season with this year? Like, is there someone that you just cannot start the season with this year without? I mean,
fully fit turbo.
A fully fit turbo. You think that's the way to go?
At under 600k, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cles, you start with Cleary.
See, I think that's the thing. You can get. There's now options there. Last year, nah, couldn't have gone any other way to start the year.
Okay, so let me rephrase it. You start with either Hines or Cles.
Yeah, I think Cleary's got the better draw, but has a bye round 3.
Round 6, I think. Maybe it is round 3. I'm not sure.
I think they have earlier bye than the Sharks, and the Sharks have a bye a bit later. But like Perso showed in his stats, Nico does average very well against these teams that he's starting the year against. So he could be a look in. For me, I'm just going to stick with the reliability of Nath. He's tried, tested and true now for a few years running. He does his own stuff, scores tries. I know he's not getting the service he was getting out of dummy half, but I think Penrith as a whole work on that. They've got pretty good unit around him. But yeah, I just see Nath doing the same, if not better than last year. So for me, I'm just going to sit there with the safety of Nath, whereas you're tipping the Sharks to go a little bit backwards this year, regress as a team.
I am. But
So that for me could affect the points of Nico.
I still have Nico not in my team at the moment, but he's
In mix. We can't not be in the
a
mix.
good chance of...
You seen him last year. He's a gun. Like, he really is just hands on ball.
Kind of a politician, though. Didn't answer the question. Do you see the Sharks regressing and why?
Yeah, I definitely see. I think the Sharks will overachieve this year. I think their spine, their forward pack, definitely isn't top 4 material against Penrith, Storm, Roosters, South, Parramatta.
So you don't think,
So,
you don't think Parramatta's
I
window's
think-
closed?
I think injuries helped Sharks and probably the Cowboys big time last year to Storm, Roosters mainly.
Yeah. All right, very cool. What else you got there, Bergs?
I got a couple of questions. Not many, but got a couple. Vowsy says, welcome back, champions.
Dowsy.
Vowsy, love your
Love you,
work,
brother.
son. Dan Morgan, can't wait, lads. The BBL crew did a great job, and nothing compares to footy.
Yeah.
And he is correct. And then he says, actually, just touching on the BBL crew, the boys are doing their own thing on a Sunday night, wrapping the round on a Sunday. It's called Off the Bench. They have a page on Facebook. Go check them out. They'll be doing podcasts as well. So check that out.
Get in there, fellas.
And then Brother Richo, after all the years I've been telling you how good Joey Manu is, can Con finally admit it? I was right and stop putting the poor guy down.
Hey, starting with him this year, Richo, is the big question, brother. Are you going to put your money where your mouth is?
Let's hope so.
I think he's done it a few years now.
He's done well, Joey. Like,
yeah, he's a gun. Oh, I'm willing to fucking
admit
eat
that.
me cake. Like, I was wrong, Richo. I'm sorry. It was probably 3 weeks after I said no, but I was wrong. You got me. No.
I've got the stats on it.
Yeah, no, I was wrong, mate, and I'm sorry, buddy.
Well done.
All right, just want to have a quick shout out to some of the people on Facebook. Sean O'Veira's in there. Nick Heffernan, talking about his BBL Supercoach comp. Won it. Good on you, buddy.
Well done, Nico.
Hopefully you were listening to the boys over the summer.
He was
They
heavily
helped you
involved.
out. Mark Hindle's in there. Lukey Smith's in there.
Marky,
Lukey.
Lukey.
Timmy, Ross, g'day boys. How you doing? Ross Man says, Con, go home. You were drunk.
Just
Too
a tad.
late.
Just a tad. Just a tad.
Sean O'Veira says he started thin in the centre wing last year, but ended up being where all the points were. Like the centre wing ended up being where all the points were again. I think when we were talking about centre wing.
Well, Shauno, if I remember correctly, Shauno was up there last year. If he wasn't up there, he was definitely in them final cashies. Because I remember talking about Shauno's little run home in the final cashies. So,
Well, generally, the most expensive players were where the points were at last year, and the most
expensive.
players were in centre wing this year.
This guy's blind. Matty Drew, Shannon Pikowski, Bergs, you animal.
I'll try.
Sean O'Veira, it sounds like he's a dog fan. Definitely going to be top 8. Finally, it's their time, mate. It's their time. So, quickly, boys, I want to quickly ask you guys about some value and some value picks, team by team, the positions. So, we were talking about this off air. Broncos, the only value you really see there been changes to the team, obviously. Fullback. Reece Walsh guaranteed to play fullback, or did you say someone else is playing fullback?
No, he's guaranteed, I think.
Guaranteed. Beautiful. So you're looking at the fullback at the Broncos, probably going to be Reece Walsh. For the Bulldogs, there's been a few
good value
changes
too,
there.
I think. Good team, top 8 team, I think, this year, and
Seriously,
come
Broncos
from
top 8?
terrible, horrible Warriors team last year. Sorry.
No,
if they stays fit, they've got a good forward pack. They've got a good back line. Add Reece Walsh. I think they'll do well.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I see their outside back stocks are decent too. For the Bulldogs, seems to be a few changes over there. So lock, Josh Jackson departing, obviously. So the lock spot's pretty much up for grabs. Any front runners you guys see there?
Probably Luke Thompson. If not, he goes into the front row for Paul Vaughan, who also left. So
yeah, that's it.
he definitely.
Minutes on there.
I think he'll definitely get some minutes.
TPJ figure.
He's looking imposing. I seen him in the gym the other day, big unit, but he's got to prove it to me. I think. Like I've had him in the past, look, done well for me in the past, but he really dogged it last year by the end. And yeah, I don't even know if he starts. If the coach is watching what he dished up last year at the end, I don't know if he starts. He probably better coming off the bench. He's like that Ryan Madison. Maybe the start of the game's a bit too mongrelish for him or something. I don't know. And then he's got to come on and do a bit of a different role from the bench. I'm just not sold on what his role is yet. Tyler Mariner could go good.
No, there's Supercoach pedigree there for days with him. Like his offload, his tackle busts in, he can score trials. Like it's just his temperament.
I think he pumped 16 offloads in one game last year.
No, I don't think it was that high. But
it was pretty close.
Yeah, it was pretty extreme.
It was like it was double figured.
But that's what I mean. Like saying he can bust tackles. Like he can run across and palm off 4 people in one run.
Yeah, his potential's limitless, but attitude and work ethic's always a worry, and he seems to get himself into trouble as well.
Hey, take that mirror away for a second.
Yeah, it's like looking in the mirror sometimes, isn't it? Wake up yourself. Jazzy, where are you at, mate?
Dragons. Oh, no. Bulldogs. Centre wing fullback. Sounds like there's going to be a fullback spot open at the Bulldogs. Avarillo going to start at fullback again?
Not sure where they're going with it. Reports, you don't know. It's funny bugger season, but Hayes Perham or Hayes Dunster,
I'm just going to
throw
stupid out there and say Stone's going to be kicked and Stephen Crichton's going to be starting number 1 for the Bulldogs.
Oh, you reckon he's going?
He's
leaving.
kicking Stones. He's out. I want to play fullback. Nah. I want my money.
So off he goes.
Nah.
Hope we don't pay the stupid money.
He's already paid stupid money.
No, like to get him out of this year.
Stupid money, you
to get him out of this year's contract.
You're probably getting cheap.
No, I don't know who plays fullback. There's rumour it's the Hayes Perham or Hayes Dunster, whichever one we got. Rumour has it he's the front runner, but
that's just stupid.
Avarillo did a
if
decent
Avarillo's
job.
not the front runner, well then, who's your coach?
All right, for the Dragons.
Serraldo. Yeah, no, Serraldo's not that silly, surely.
Dragons have the bye first week.
Dragons suck.
I mean, there's that too. Fullback and hooker.
Sorry, Saxy.
Sounds like they're both up for grabs though.
Well, I'm not sure on the Cody Ramsey thing. Hopefully someone watching might know a bit more. I'm not sure if he medically retired or not. There's something wrong with him. So he's still on the books. But as far as I know, there was something really wrong with him. So
Con's pissing himself. Look. Instead of, what's wrong with him, Con? What's so funny? Is it just the fact that he's Cody Ramsey?
No, I don't know.
Just the way he said there's something wrong with him?
No, I'm not sure.
Con's had him in his team a few times.
No, never.
All right, well, Dragon spine players probably are irrelevant. Maybe the whoever gets the starting hooker for the Dragons.
Over the last probably 2 or 3 years, the only true player that's proved irrelevance is Zach Lomax.
And Benny Hunt.
He kicks goals and he can score some tries. He can set up some tries. So
let's move on to the Eels. They got a few openings. They got the hooker, which is Josh Hodgson. I don't know if you guys have seen the photo floating around social media, but the dude looks like he's built like a tank.
Got some guns on him.
Mate.
He'd struggle to wipe himself.
Yeah, Josh Hodgson. 2 tickets to the gun show, please.
Oh, really?
That dude's rocking cannons at this point. They're massive.
Oh, you do need peptides when you have to come back from serious injuries like that. I mean, sorry. Yeah, no.
Allegedly.
Training hard.
Allegedly.
Training the house down.
It's called protein.
Yeah, no, of course.
It's called protein.
Ask Tyson Frizzle.
So also the back row with the departure of IPAP leaves a massive hole in Parramatta.
Well, that's his Jermaine
Yeah.
Hopgood. That's his Jermaine
No.
Hopgood get, isn't it?
No.
Yeah,
He's
no, but
taking
Maddo.
Chorus,
Yeah, but
number 13 spot.
uh,
That 12 spot's open.
Yeah, who's going to get it? That's the real question.
yeah, you got Maddo coming off the bench for 60.
Maybe Maddo just moves straight into that spot. He plays back row, Sean Lane one side, Maddo the other. Jermaine Hopgood 13.
Gets knocked out a lot when he starts the game, but
Who?
Maddo.
I don't.
I think he's getting himself knocked out having a shower.
Yeah, and I think he's not going to be there for the start of the year either, Maddo. He didn't pay that fine, $4,000 fine, remember?
I thought he's fucking backflipped on that.
Yeah, but it's too late. It had already been.
So it should be.
It had been too.
There should be no takesy backsies,
Yeah,
mate.
I'm pretty sure they'd give you
No
the old.
way!
I'm pretty
How
sure they
passionate
give you
Con
the
just
old
got.
fuck you.
Mate,
Amazing.
well, he decided to dog his team for
Pull the
$4,000.
microphone back from your fucking mouth when
Sorry.
you yell into it.
Sorry. Listen, but
You can yell.
then,
Just pull the microphone back when you do it.
not only did he decide to dog his fucking new teammates for $4,000,
Believe
he
me,
decided
believe
to
me.
dog his own teammates to walk out of a contract for more money. Like, come on, man. Where do you draw the line? Are you a team player or do you just want to go play fucking tennis and be curious?
I'd rather go
Like
play some
fucking-
tennis.
You're an individual fuckwit, man. You're a good player. You're a specimen. You're a good Supercoach fuckwit. Fuck, I hate you. Sorry.
Get into it, bro.
Finish with that rant.
It's because he plays for
No,
Power, isn't he?
But, yes.
All done?
No.
All right. There's also a centre wing
Yeah,
spot with
let
the
go.
departure of Tom Opacek. So, moving on. Cowboys, no massive changes. Dolphins, obviously, all 17 worth looking at. We're going to get into that in
No,
a
they're
later
not.
episode. The Knights, you got a few changes there. 5/8, we're looking at KP moving into, which leaves a fullback spot open. Lockie Miller apparently is the front runner for that at the moment. But there was a few departures, obviously, from Newcastle. Clemmer to the Tigers. I believe you guys lost Mitch Barnett to the Warriors. Is there another forward? I mean, have we lost another forward there as well? No? Is that it? Point is, there's definitely some back row and some middle minutes there.
Yeah, not anyone.
You wouldn't be looking at either of the Saifidi brothers,
Frozen.
has it? That's all right. We're still recording the audio.
Oh, no.
Facebook's fucking out because the internet's shit.
Daniel Saifedi's popular option out there.
You're not on the microphone, Con.
I know Daniel Saifedi's a popular option out there. And the stats do back it up. I think Julian Leggy,
Yeah.
he's a big
Totally
fan
addicted
of
to
him.
Supercoach on Facebook. Check it out.
Yeah, he's got the numbers to back all that up, and he's his number one prop. And he does enough research for me to say that's good information.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's pretty solid. I've gone and had a look at a few of his write-ups. They're solid.
But I feel Jacob Saifidi also went above and beyond last year as well. Like, Clemmer was on the outer a little bit, you could say. Daniel Saifidi wasn't himself. And I think Jacob was our best actual front row last year.
Would you
So,
look at either starting with either of them or getting
I'd-
either of them in
I'd personally lean towards Jakey.
over Dan?
Yeah, but I'm always wrong.
All right, fair enough. Good on you, Greg. Panthers. Panthers got the back row spot left by Viliami Kikau and the hooker spot left vacant by Api Coruscant.
Wing
Two
spot.
Major changes. Wing spot.
No wing spot.
Charlie Staines.
No, that's
Anyway. Oh, Berg's
I'm not
hilarious.
talking reserve grade Supercoach.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus, could you imagine?
But anyway, Luke Garner, surely he's a walk-up star for that kick-out spot, and he's the only one of relevance.
Yeah, you wouldn't go near either of the hookers.
Nope.
Luke
No.
Smith was saying
No.
the same, and we know he's a Penrith man. He loves jumping on the Panthers.
Yeah. That's
and
it. He'll own 13 of them.
Yeah,
Except
exactly.
for the hookers.
Yeah, exactly. With no hooker apparently. Roosters hooker, obviously Brandon Smith. I think that one's everyone's aware of for the Raiders. Back row spot, front row spot.
Get on Tarpany.
Yeah, I just expect Harvey to
Hudson
pull up
Young.
a lot of slack.
Yeah, it's it. Do you
I'm
think
a massive Hudson Young fan.
one of these boys they've been grooming and is going to be stepping up and
Mate,
getting a few more minutes?
Keep your eye out for Hudson Young.
He did really well last
Pun
year.
intended.
Yeah.
Both missed it.
No, I got it. I got it.
Con.
Took me a second.
Oh, Con. So I'll take that as a no. For the Sea Eagles.
No, I'm a serious fan. I just want to take,
I know
I just
you're
want to
serious
take a
fan.
stab.
I'm just yeah. Oh fuck! He had to get a second one in.
We opened the door, Bergs. What did we do?
Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. He's brought us down to his level. He just offered Bergs a drink. Bergs hasn't had a drink in what, a decade? More.
Bit over, yeah.
There you go.
Shouldn't have gassed that out of him like that.
Oh, yeah. Con, move on. Let's move on from the Raiders to the Sea Eagles. Front row forward and well, not the lock spot, but a middle forward spot now opened up with the departure of Marty Tapau, and they lost another key forward, and a big bloke in the middle, didn't they?
Well, not just they lost Dylan Walker, who was doing
There you go.
who was doing a good job for them.
Playing big minutes.
Yeah, and just doing a job for him in the middle. So that's
There you go, Warriors.
yeah, he did.
If he gets that starting 13 spot,
I don't know if he gets that.
It's a smoky man.
Dylan Walker.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, he could be.
If he plays 60 odd minutes.
I think he had an impact off the bench, though. I think he's another one of them guys that has an impact off the bench.
He found that role.
Yeah, it was just that was perfectly suited for him. Like,
I know he won a comp at centre.
oh, he's a kid.
Rah, rah, rah.
He was a kid though, doing Still Knox and
Basic
Red Bull. I could have
5'8".
won a comp on that shit.
Played Origin, but yeah, I think he found his role as that.
Yeah,
So getting back to Manly, we've got,
Carl Orton,
yeah, that's who you're looking at for
Fingers
back
crossed.
row.
and Pet Secker.
Schuster.
Paseka, yeah, Schuster obviously moving into the 5'8" spot. Pretty much guaranteed unless he fucks it up really severely, and then they'll be able to get rid of him.
See, with Marty gone, does Jakey become Supercoach relevant again?
Oh,
Does he maybe chip into some of Marty's minutes?
I don't think
think
it's
so.
about the minutes. I think Jakey to stop tucking, running, and offloading would just become the ball man in the middle.
Oh, if you were Manly, would you get the fuck out of that double turbo contract?
Nah, because when Turbo's there, he worked well with Turbo. Right?
When?
Turbo wasn't there
When?
last season.
Well, they got a
When?
third turbo coming, so
Yeah.
they're putting their
He's
eggs.
he's not included in the contract, but and
All their eggs in the
Have-
turbo basket.
No, you
has
lose
he
one,
done
you lose them all.
anything to excite you?
No,
Anyway, okay.
You know what? I'm backing out. I'm abort.
Well, there's lots of things Manly would like to abort.
KP.
The Storm. Two back row positions opened up. I believe we've talked about them with Eliasi Katoa and possibly Tariq Sims.
Yeah.
Trent Loiero.
Now you want Trent Lawero. That's who you like down at the Storm.
I'm backing him.
Starting back row.
Yep. He's impressed me over the last 2 years. I think he's only probably played
15 minutes.
no, maybe 12 or 15 games, maybe 20. But he's lanky, he's tall, he's reminds me of that Sean Lane kind of build. And I think good preseason. I think it's his third, maybe fourth year at the club. Trent Loiero, get on board.
Trying to do some big
Heard it
things.
here first. He's a big boy. He can do some big things.
And obviously with the departure of Brandon Smith as well.
That doesn't affect him.
No, it doesn't, but it leaves a massive hole in Melbourne's forward pack. That and departure of
Well,
Jesse
that's
Bromwich.
Jesse Bromwich,
Kenny
Kenny
Bromwich,
Bromwich.
Felice Kapusi.
Yeah.
And Brennan.
Well, we've already talked.
That's what takes Tariq Sims.
We've already talked back rowers. We're talking front rowers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what brings Tariq Sims into the middle for me. Just that experience off the bench as a middle forward. So
you don't think he gets the other edge spot? You think Luero gets the edge spot and he comes in the middle? Yeah, I don't see that as being crazy at all. I think he's a massive unit and he's got the attitude they need for the middle.
But just for that experience, like, their forward pack's not experienced at the moment. So if they're going to start with Big Nelson, Welch. They're going to need someone off the bench to bring some experience to keep that.
Sometimes that mongrel, they need to really get into a game.
I think he played. Didn't he play front row for the Blues?
He played middle.
Yeah. He's just such a unit, and because he's an older bloke, he's built now. He's thick, you know.
He went through the peptide too.
All right, fair enough.
Riptide. Ben Joy. Sorry.
Tigers. Lock spot opened up with the departure of Jackson Hastings. Would you get on anyone at the Tigers?
Joe was doing a job for him start last year. What?
You know, I'm Tiger loaded.
Yeah, he's got whole right side.
Coming off the wooden spoon.
Why not?
Right on board.
Speaking of, they've got an edge they've got an edge spot with departure of Leilua and Tulangi, and a front row forward spot with departure of Tarmail. So Tigers are doing some massive changes, and they're going to be getting good service. Those forwards are going to be expected to do a lot of work for Appy to be able to do his thing.
So that's I got on Udo last year. Udo Kamanu.
Yeah.
Stefano. Cheap. Thinking, yeah, great. He had a few good games. And then he just went. But now, with Appy as the hooker, I'm starting to think maybe I should get on just because, you know, Appy's going to create space and opportunity for him at one time or another. And he's cheap. Oh, I'm buying in, I think.
Yeah.
Fuck, I should put my Force Tiger.
Alrighty. Anyone else there you're looking at? Waiting to just see who gets named on the edges, I suppose.
I'm on Dewey, Bateman, and Novo, and now Stefano.
Yeah.
So give me Joe O too. Fuck, why not?
Joe O wasn't terrible.
I'm just going Tigers.
For the Titans, a wing and a front row forward spot have opened up. Departure of Greg Marju, Kevin Proctor. I mean, I know it's not a massive front row forward spot, but there'll be a few minutes on offer there at least. Or some young bloke going to go through.
Corey Thompson's also departed. I think he might have also departed last year.
He retired.
So,
isn't JoJo Fafita getting a run there?
You'd think so. I don't know what he's priced at after his few games last year.
Yeah.
JoJo would be basement.
JoJo will be one, and you'd have to think Sammy will be the other one. Philip Sammy be the other one, and they'll still have Herbert and Kelly in the centres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Sammy's shown that before. Alright, almost through. Rabbitohs, really not much.
But Dave Fafita. Get on Dave Fafita. I like Tanner Boyd. Right, we've been through
that. Wing spot over at the Rabbitohs. Keep an eye on that. Nothing really at the Sharks. And for the Warriors, fullback, which Chance Nickel-Klokstad should slot straight into. He's available in the centres. And then back row spot.
Yeah, they've gone and got Barnett. They've gone and got Dylan Walker. They've bought pretty heavy.
So just keep an eye on who gets that starting spot, really, and then make your decisions. Warriors' edges tend to score some points. As much as the Warriors don't seem to.
Yeah.
No, Tahu and Karen score points.
Alrighty.
Group code,
yes, we do have a group. If you're still listening, thank you. Join our Facebook, not our Facebook group. Well, join the Facebook group as well. You'll find it through the page. But join our Supercoach 2023 overall group, 709-236. Not a cashy, just for shits and gigs, overall glory, bragging rights, all the above. So jump in there, 709-236. We look forward to Supercoaching with you all through 2023. Oh, Con's got a league code for you too. 759 236. First in, best dress. All three of us are in that league. It's going to be one of the few you'll find all three of us in all year. So make sure you jump in that. First in, best dress. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Peace, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy Australia Day. Happy